Oh, oh, oh. This phone's lagging, bro. It's causing echo, bro. Shit. Oh, that Zaza hitting, man. Fuck out of here. Oh, you don't show goofy ass arrows.
Start raining with my tears. I'm going to go on a passionate rant here, and it might ruffle a few feathers, but you know what? Facts don't care about your feelings, and I'm about to start spitting those. There are so many people whining about Elden Ring's DLC being too hard. Let that sink in for a moment. For actual years now, one of the most prevalent memes in the gaming community is how bad game journalists are at the games they review. So the community has constantly dropped trouser and taken a shit on them anytime they mention the difficulty of a game being too hard. And now that Elden Ring DLC is dropped, there are so many players that are now leaving so many negative reviews because they think the DLC is unfairly difficult. You either die a gamer or live long enough to see yourself become a journalist. The shoe's on the other foot here. So now there's people just fucking moaning about it being too difficult and being upset about that. Now, contrary to what some Twitter rage bait engagement is trying to lead you to believe, not every bad review of the DLC is about it being too difficult and like soiling their diaper about it. There are some legitimate complaints about it. Like a lot of people are citing performance problems, like a lot of issues with the DLC itself from the performance side of things. I haven't had any problems personally, but if that is something people are experiencing, that's a very legitimate reason for a bad review. But there is a ton of people leaving bad reviews about the difficulty. That is actually true. It's just not all of them. There's so much to unpack here, and it's time for a little tough love. So, I am a huge fan of Souls games. My favorite genre of video game is Souls-like. I play all of them.
Yo, who's watching right now, yo?
Games, but all games in
That
this
shit
genre, so
fire.
even the super stinkers like Lords of the Fallen. I try them all because I really love this genre. It's like Lords of the Fallen. I try them all because I really love this genre. It's like I try them all. Hope you've got your umbrellas out because it's about to start raining with my tears. I'm going to go on a passionate rant here, and it might ruffle a few feathers. It's like you're just trash, and you're not able to reach the challenge you've set for yourself. So, how about instead of blaming the DLC for your shortcoming, just use a summon, go grab some statue tree fragments, and enjoy it. This doesn't need to be some kind of torturous struggle. You're not held captive at Guantanamo Bay, forced to do a level 1 wretch playthrough of the Elden Ring DLC. It's supposed to be fun, and it is. It is difficult, but that's always been one of the big selling points of Souls games, that they're challenging. And people used to, again, spit on those that would insult the series for being hard. And now with this one, somehow the prevalent discussion has been about how it's too hard and they've gone too far this time. It's not just Steam reviews. I've actually seen streamers saying the same thing, which is, it's blowing my mind. Like, I actually am shocked that we're at this point where everything needs to be so handholdy that now, if you can't complete your challenge run of Elden Ring because the DLC is a little more brutal than what you're used to, it's the game's fault, and From Software fucked up. It's stupid. It's really stupid. There is built-in systems here to make it easier for you. You can also use sorcery or something. Use fucking buffs. Use summons. Like, there's so many options for you to get through this DLC, and just because you're struggling to get through it with a challenge you've set for yourself isn't the DLC's fault. There are real criticisms for it, though. For instance, I'm going through this DLC and I play all of Souls games summons. I like to have it at the most optimal challenge imaginable because that's the most fun for me in these kind of games. So I've been doing a punch-only build, and I've switched it to a punch and kick-only build now with martial arts, and it's been extremely challenging and extremely rewarding. However, there have been two bosses so far that are actually not well made. One of them is Commander Gaius, Hog Rider. Hog Rider has two moves that come out where the hitboxes don't match the animations. So his charge, if you dodge it perfectly, sometimes he will still take the full impact, which often one-taps you, and also his, like, I don't even know what to call this move, where he like flails around randomly and like fucking throws his head around like he's head banging at a fucking Bullet for My Valentine concert from 2006. That move will hit you pretty much anywhere if unless you're in his butthole. So anything aside from his colon, you're still gonna take damage from, even if you do roll it right, at least most of the time. And then the other boss that has one bad set of moves is Mesmer. I actually really like Mesmer. I think he's a very, very, very cool boss. It took me 27 tries, so far that is the boss that's taken me the most amount of tries in all of Elden Ring on my punch only run. And he was fantastic, except for one thing. His phase 2, he summons snakes. The snake's hitboxes are so fucking janky. The snake hitboxes actually are almost non-functional sometimes, like in the worst possible way. Like what you're seeing doesn't match what you're experiencing. Like the snake will completely fucking miss you, but then you'll still get hit sometimes. So that was a bit of a headache. So there is some jankiness to it that you can criticize. But to be leaving such terrible reviews only because it's difficult is absolutely juvenile. That shit is so embarrassing. This is some of the best DLC I've played. FromSoft, I think, has always crushed it with their DLC, and this was no exception. I don't think it's their best DLC. I still like Bloodborne's DLC the most, but I really, really appreciate this. This is the biggest DLC I've ever played. I'm not a big DLC guy. I'd rather just get another game down the line as opposed to like a little snack of something I already enjoyed. I'd rather just get something else later that's bigger. But this DLC, I've already pumped like 15, 16 hours in, and I still haven't finished. I'm loving it. It's huge. It really does feel almost like an Elden Ring 1.5. Like, it's that big. It has that much meat on its bones. The girth is impressive. The music is beautiful. I love the new area. I love almost all of the new bosses, except here's a criticism that I think some people might not agree with. I'm pretty upset with how many bosses are mounted. I've already fought so many mounted bosses, and I think mounted enemies are kind of the weakest. Because the movesets are pretty derivative, like they're pretty similar. I just don't really like the way mounted enemies fight, because usually it's a spam these couple of moves, then run away, and you're forced to kind of chase them for the punish window, as opposed to getting it punished right after the moves. You kind of have to fucking chase them to get a little punish. And I don't really like that much, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. I've been really loving the DLC, but absolutely hating the conversation around it in regards to the difficulty of it. I don't think it's too hard, but I have always said that the challenge of the Souls-like genre is something that's always going to be a bit restrictive to some people. Not everyone's going to appreciate that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, if it's just not your cup of tea, that's totally fine. Just say, like, hey, I don't really like the challenge of this, so it's not for me. That I have always understood. And I've mentioned that before in voice meters for previous Souls games. It is just very understandable to not want a really big challenge. But for the Elden Ring DLC, these aren't just the normal, casual players coming in out of nowhere. The only way you get to the DLC is if you've already done a lot in the base game. So you should already be familiar with the challenge Elden Ring presents. Thus, going into the DLC, I really think you should have come in with the understanding that it's going to be hard. It shouldn't be hard. If it was anything less than difficult, it'd be very disappointing and a far cry from what made this genre so special in the first place. And I don't think they've done anything, you know, nefarious with the scaling of the difficulty here. It's not too hard. You're making it harder on yourself by not collecting the material they put in here to make it easier, or not using certain mechanics to make it easier with summoning or sorceries or really strong weapons that have really good abilities. Like, there are so many options that you can use here to help you through the challenging portions of this game. And you can't start pointing the fucking finger at the game itself just because you're refusing to do those things because you think it's beneath you or something, or maybe it's shameful. I don't really know. But it's not the DLC's fault that you want to go through the game in the most difficult way imaginable and then be mad about that. When you have all the power in the world not to. You can just use something better. Or go get the scattered tree fragments. Like, you have so many options. So I really think it's a very weak reason to be, leaving such terrible reviews of the DLC. Like I said, there are real reasons not to like it. Like, it's not perfect. Nothing ever is. A lot of reviews I've seen point to performance problems. I haven't had any performance problems, but if that is a prevalent issue with the DLC, then that's something that does make sense too. Like, that would be a reason to leave a negative review. Nothing wrong with that. It's just calling it too difficult is so silly. I can't believe we've reached this point now. It's very interesting to see. That's about it. See ya.
When you're craving a vintage evening, any evening, Pilsner,
I've never been a huge believer in fate or destiny, that people's lives follow a predetermined path that they're forced to go down. I've never really subscribed to that belief until recently. I think there are people out there that are just born to be losers. Just like a joke of a person that follows this trajectory of the most pathetic path possible. I'm talking specifically about one man that I've made multiple videos on now, named Billy Mitchell, the self-proclaimed video game player of the century, a lame-ass title that he pretty much gave himself because he had some high scores in some old video games, most notably his King of Kong score, the high score in Donkey Kong, which he cheated for. I know that's a dangerous word to be talking about in the same sentence as Billy because he is so litigious. He sues everyone who accuses him of cheating or even makes fun of him in relation to cheating. He even tried to sue Cartoon Network because his feelings got hurt when there was a villain in the regular show that bears a resemblance to him who blows up when he loses his high score in a video game. And he got so offended, this sensitive nematode got so fucking upset about it that he tried suing Cartoon Network and subsequently got laughed out of court for it. So not only is he so pitiful that he fakes his video game high scores, but he also is an insufferable douchebag who legally comes after anyone that makes jokes about him or talks about him in a bad light. And he fails to realize that the person that does the most damage to his reputation is himself for these absolute childish tantrums that he throws. He is a known cheater. There are mountains upon mountains of evidence against him. There is more evidence to confirm Billy Mitchell has cheated than there is evidence to confirm the sun is hot. He is a fucking cheater. But even if you want to disregard all of the evidence that currently exists, Carl Jobst recently made an amazing breakdown of new evidence that just surfaced that 100% confirms that he has cheated his scores. The video is amazing. Carl Jobst, I recently made a video on about Billy Mitchell because he is being sued by Billy not once but twice. One of them because he used a meme that insinuated Billy as a cheater. It's beyond comical at this point, but now all of that seems like it's going to be completely washed. You can just wipe your ass with a lawsuit at this point with the new evidence that surfaced that Carl Jobst highlights here. And I'd like to go over the whole situation here with you and show you some highlights from it. I'm also going to put a link to Carl's video in the description so you can check it out in its entirety. Overall, I'm just super excited about this and extremely happy to see where it goes from here because this should 100% put the absolute kibosh on all of his lawsuits since the truth is now known. No matter, like, if you disregard all of the other evidence, this one is completely irrefutable, I think, and that's great. Billy Mitchell, man, he just can't stop collecting these L's. Just to quickly bring everyone up to speed here, Billy Mitchell, video game player of the century, also punching bag for the regular show, where he even tried to sue them for making fun of him in an episode, has come after many people legally for all kinds of defamation cases. And the core of it boils down to people accusing him of being a cheater. And I'm going to go a step further. They're not just accusing him like, allegations of cheating. They have caught him being a cheater. But he has always maintained his innocence. And that's where it all stems from. He still claims he's never cheated, and anyone that makes fun of him or says otherwise gets a nice fat lawsuit from Billy Mitchell. Cooked up in the deepest pits of his basement, I guess. I'm pretty sure he writes them himself, and he takes it as far as it can go. Have you been sued? Billy Mitchell has still not sued me, and I have made fun of him fucking 50 times by now. I don't know why. I actually feel left out. I feel like I'm not part of the cool kids lunch table here because Billy Mitchell won't sue me. He is suing Carl because Carl used a meme of Billy that made fun of him and insinuated he was a cheater. Carl used a meme. I have point blank called this absolutely disheveled, drunk-looking man a cheater a million times. Point blank. And he won't come after me, asshole. I'm gonna sue him for refusing to sue me.
How is it possible that he performed them at a live event in front of hundreds of people if he faked it and actually played on an emulator? The videotapes must be fake, or are not his actual gameplay, or should just be ignored, because he has real people that say he really did it, and they saw it happen, so it must be legit. As Billy said in his lawsuit, if everyone is lying, it must be a conspiracy akin to that of the Kennedy assassination. But here's...
Wait, what? Pardon? What was that? Thus, Twin Galaxies' case essentially rests on a conspiracy nearly as broad and untenable as the Kennedy assassination. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he writes these himself. What self-respecting lawyer is going to sit down and put that in text? Who would do that? Like, I'm surprised he doesn't go into, like, the Zapruder film. What they faked here is akin to the Zapruder film. And in fact, the moon landing, too, while we're at it.
The videotapes were the only tangible evidence these scores ever happened, so that's all anyone had to go off. Aside from the tapes, it was just people saying that it happened, which really doesn't cut it. There was no footage
Obviously,
of
it doesn't cut
actually playing. There was nothing to indicate that he was even there, or...
I'm sorry to keep pausing so frequently. It's just such a wacky case. He still believes that he shouldn't be accused of being a cheater, because even if those tapes are faked or whatever, people saw him do it live and have verbally said, he did it. That's fucking useless. I can get people together and say that I grew 5 inches. But then if you see me on camera and I'm 5'6", I can't just be like, no, that doesn't make sense. That's as untenable as the Kennedy assassination. This is all fabricated. It's fraudulent. Look at all these people that said that I grew 5 inches. It's fucking worthless. It's a fucking worthless statement, and I don't know if Billy's too stupid to realize that, or if he truly does believe it. Because why would anyone take you at your word? I could say I got the high score on Donkey Kong. I got a 15 billion. And then I could have everyone in chat say, yeah, Charlie got a 15 billion. Should Twin Galaxies put that on their website and make me the world record holder? I don't have any video evidence of it, but I have a ton of people that said I did it. The answer should be a resounding no. It's so silly. It's so silly.
that he played at all. That is, until now. For the first time in 15 years, photos of Billy Mitchell at one of these events where he claims to have achieved one of his world records have surfaced. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. These photos absolutely destroy Billy's case. He is done. There is no more doubt Billy will lose his lawsuit. This
is already so fucking good. So these photos destroy the lawsuit. Why? The referee who looks really sad to be there? Did he let the cat out of the bag? Man, that tie is mean though. Look at Billy Mitchell's tie. Holy shit, Captain America over here.
These photos do more damage than anything that has come before them, and I'm not exaggerating. Even if you disregard all of the videotape evidence, Billy's world records would still be disqualified, and he would still be banned for lying, just because of these photos. So how is that even possible? Let's find out. I really hope you enjoy.
Man, this would be worse than the sex tape leak,
Now,
I guess.
I'm super excited because the second is a 1.05 million point score Billy achieved in 2007, which is known as the mortgage broker's score. This is because he supposedly achieved it at a mortgage broker's convention. The videotapes for both of these scores show footage that isn't legitimate. This is a fact, and it's why he was banned. But aside from...
Read that one more time. It's been a while since I've seen this. It is inarguable that he was cheating, by the way. It's not allegations. It is legitimately inarguable. I can't remember. Did we go over the entire evidence package on stream at some point, or am I having a fake memory right now? Maybe we did it on the podcast. Because I do remember going through at least a good chunk of it quite a while back. Number 3 is just a single sentence. During the event, Billy played in a very large convention room and interacted with and performed in front of thousands of people, myself included. And? Oh. I would just watch the cross-examination. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we're going to be catching up with. We're going to talk about her fucking Dr. Evil outfit. She is unironically dressed like Dr. Evil. It's crazy. I saw so many comparisons. Kim Jong-un, Dr. Evil, Mao Zedong. Those are the three main ones. This is exactly what the outfit looks like, though. She looks like an angry dictator wearing this. I don't know who's like guiding her here. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They must be a real big Johnny Depp fan. There's some weird clothing choices. I can't even imagine why she would choose these clothes. It makes no sense. Yeah, so all I know going into this, I tried to avoid spoilers. I know they caught Amber Heard on her lie about donating the $7 million that she got from the divorce settlement. She just kept saying she was pledging $7 million from the divorce settlement without ever actually donating it over the course of however many years she's been divorced from Johnny Depp, which is a pretty big lie to catch someone in. Just looks like an unbelievable asshole.
He promised you would never see his eyes again. Isn't that true? I don't recall if he said that. One of the last times you ever saw Mr. Depp was when you met him in San Francisco.
This is coming out swinging.
Right? Yes.
This lawyer goes in. It seems like it. She's already kind of come out the gate firing. I have to imagine, though, that's not the reason Johnny Depp doesn't look at her. That's like some anime shit. I promise she'd never see my eyes again. It's probably he really doesn't want to look at a woman who has uprooted his entire life with all kinds of crazy shit. So it sounds like they have new evidence. Never heard this. No. I can't really understand what's being said. Well, I guess that was real.
That is. And the man you beat up numerous times.
Ooh,
I could never hurt Johnny.
vicious.
You're here in this courtroom because Mr.
God
Depp
damn.
finally told the world that he's a victim of domestic violence. Or, as you said to him in that recording, who was going to believe that Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence.
My God, they're cooking Amber's cheeks right now. She's kind of going in.
Because he's a man. I'm saying it because he was a man who beat me up for 5 years. He is an abuser, and you can look either of us up online and figure out who's being abused online.
That's a really bad play, Amber, because when you look up your name plus domestic abuse, even aside from Johnny Depp, you get the actual criminal lawsuit with you and your ex-girlfriend where you beat her up. So, like, you wouldn't really want people to look you up plus domestic abuse, even outside of Johnny Depp. She's on the ropes right now. The big fucking case. It is. She has a legitimate case against her from 2009 where she beat up her ex-girlfriend. But then she said it was actually overplayed and she didn't beat her up, she simply hit her. Or something like that.
Any injuries to your face after hit you several times.
I did not need to go to the doctor at the time.
Despite hitting you several times that you lost count with rings on his fingers.
That's correct.
Well, there's no injuries to the face, and she just
That your lip went into your teeth. You don't remember that, right? He was showing pictures to this jury. Right?
I believe I've seen the picture of it.
The picture doesn't exist.
I don't know which one you're talking about. We have pictures from March 2013.
What do you mean? What the fuck?
The only picture that you produced.
Who is coaching Amber for, like, debate team here? Like, a high schooler? This isn't... And granted, I've seen very little. This usually isn't how it happens, right? Usually, it's a lot more concise and pointed as opposed to obtuse. Because she's already completely thrown out this entire picture with this strategy. She confirmed that this is the incident where she claimed Johnny Depp hit her so many times in the face she forgot or she lost count. And then the picture to back up that evidence is a bruise on her arm which shows no injury to the face, which immediately discredits that photo. She's terrible. I know she fired her entire team beforehand, but didn't she replace them or is she just going solo? That's a real question. I don't know. Did she like hire a new team after she fired them? That's right. The PR team. Oh, that's right. I forgot it was the PR team.
You didn't take any pictures of your bloody nose either, did you?
I did not.
But pictures were taken of you in Russia, though. Isn't that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We had a press or a dinner.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1248. And this is you and Mr. Depp in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, correct?
It was
Oh man, what a stinker of a movie.
In promotion of the movie. It wasn't the premiere, if I recall.
You don't have any visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
Admit. Exhibit 1249.
All right, 1249 in evidence.
Damn, paparazzi's actually really helping this case.
Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, right?
That is correct.
You have no visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
Even though Mr. Depp whacked you in the face so hard that your nose bled?
He did.
While wearing chunky big rings, right?
That's correct.
Ah, sounds reasonable. I have to imagine. Now, granted, I'm no pugilist. If you're getting blasted by, like, rings on fingers, it'd probably be kind of similar to, like, brass knuckles in a certain extent, right? That'd cause some serious damage, right? And she's still gonna sit there with a straight face and be like, you just can't see it, but it's there. This is only an hour and 55 minutes, and I feel like it's a speed run by dismantling half of her claims already. That's already through, like, 3 of them. Man, she's really going in. She said, all right, I'm going to take this down, but I also have a lunch scheduled for 3 hours from now, so let's make it quick. It also helps that Amber Heard's doing a terrible job at defending herself.
And you haven't produced any pictures or any medical records reflecting a broken nose after the Met Gala in May of 2014, have you?
I have given everything to my lawyers. Everything. I've turned over literally everything.
You need to fire those assholes then.
Testimony, Miss Heard? This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp.
Man, that makeup really fixed that broken nose right up.
So hard he thought he had broken your nose.
He did. I did think he broke my nose.
Ice will cover up swelling?
Ice reduces swelling. Normally the swelling after that kind of injury is not as bad as you might imagine, and for me, it wasn't that bad.
Bro, if you even get hit in the nose with like a basketball off of a bad pass, that shit puffs up. Let alone getting hit with a giant ringed fist. These are not good claims to be making, this turd. As it is. There are so many pictures. Vicky? Jared, they're
Sure, you have to produce the show to the jury, right, Miss Heard?
I absolutely might produce everything.
But you're going to show it to the jury.
I would very much like to.
And she hates her players too. I mean, pretty smart though to use the lawyers in the state too. Also pretty stupid considering keep you $50 million not in the hole. Amber Heard using chug jugs before taking photos. Okay then. Yeah, I guess. Is she going to jail too? That's not the purpose of the trial. So no. Unless she somehow, like, implicates herself in a big way, like, something straight out of the cartoon, like, yeah, I'll do it again, too, and then launches over at Johnny and starts beating his ass. There's a chance she may with perjury. I highly doubt, I mean, granted, I haven't finished this, but I don't think there's any case of perjury against her, is there? Oh, wow. Amber Heard's perjury investigation continues. Holy shit. And a dog smell. Let's see, I don't know what that is.
I was checking on the phone after the event to make sure that everything
Are way too different.
Perhaps I spoke great misunderstandings on the way back. It was after I was concerned. Concerned that there would be marks in photographs since we were
Tough.
photographed at Johnny's press event.
This is you in the backless dress with Mordecai behind, right?
That is correct.
You agree that there are no bruises or visible marks on your back sweatshirt.
Not that I can see.
I'll show you one of the photos. Please have Exhibit 1257.
I see a mark. That's what I was wondering. I thought this was a scratch, and I was like, oh, so she did have a scratch. I'm guessing this is a tattoo. I don't know what that is. It is a tattoo? She has red text tattoo. It's just actually supposed to be red. Why? Weird. I've never seen red text tattoos before. Makes it hard to read, I imagine. Tier 1 grade, tier 1 red, tier 1 and shoot. Spelling error. Oh, true, yeah, I guess maybe her original text tattoo was spelled incorrectly, so like a teacher, she came in with the red ink above it for all the corrections. So that incident right there with the writing on the wall, so she took pictures of that shit she was talking about with the paint vagina, right? The guy that like writing weird shit in paint. That's the same timeline. His finger, right, yeah. Where it's writing. And his finger cut. Okay, so that's the same one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of broken nose claims. With no medical attention to him anytime. He got super regenerative powers, like the Deadpool.
I could please direct your attention, Ms. Hurd, to page day 16, 4593, the jury trials transcript.
Don't they still have someone on staff that transcribes these in real time? Or is that obsolete now with technology? Weird time to pause, I'm just curious. Yeah, it is still just a person that's Man, hats off to them. That was such a fat bundle of papers, and to transcribe over 8.5 hours worth of deliberation is crazy.
That's correct.
Bruising on your chin.
Makes you some low enigma, big boy.
You also testified that your head was bleeding from where Mr. Depp ripped chunks of your hair out.
I remember, yes.
And that you had, quote, gross, hussy, and, quote, bruising around your temple.
In my scalp, yeah.
Now, for this incident, you did take pictures.
That's correct.
And we will look at some of those in a minute, but I first want to talk to you about your appearance on the James Corden show.
Oh, fuck. You weren't lying. James Corden makes an appearance.
Please pull up a clip of your appearance from that Plaintiff's Exhibit 35. Will be playing a portion of this, so we will call it Plaintiff's Exhibit 35A.
Any objection? 35A and F.
Yeah, I think these are finished. If we can please start now.
Those are James Corden.
No, not so much. Shooting guns? Yes, but probably not. So, and my face was like I said that you saw in the clip, like this beautiful 1920s, stage makeup on and like flower.
At the very least, James Corden's not talking much.
And my face, and then my hand.
Could be worse.
Move to admit and publish Plaintiff's Exhibit 98.
Any objection? All right, Mr. Britton, you could move the microphone and turn it on for you, so Judy and I are having trouble hearing you. Sorry, Miss. All right, thank you. All right, 98 in evidence. Thank you.
If I got my ass beat like hardcore and then went on the James Corden show, I'd say the James Corden show would be more painful. I could get hit with a fucking sledgehammer and James Corden would still be worse.
Right.
That's correct.
You did take pictures of your alleged injuries after December 15th, correct? You showed those to the jury?
Thanks for just
Sure did,
raising.
yes.
Let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 516, which is already in evidence. You testified that this is a picture of you after the incident on December 15th, 2015, right?
It was.
This is also a picture of you after the incident on December 15th,
Susan
2015.
Shyster.
That's correct.
Oh, they're using a People magazine article for evidence? Oh. It's this one.
These
One that's
pictures
starting
ended
to
up
roll.
in People magazine in June of 2016. Isn't that right, Ms. Hurd?
That's correct.
You gave these pictures to People magazine after you publicly accused Mr. Depp of domestic abuse, didn't you?
I didn't personally. No, this is him calling me a liar and me forcing to prove it. So you
Hear this? What would you describe it as? Angelic, heavenly, beautiful, just good music. And now, when I put on Uncle Aaron's beats from PP Spider-Man, what goes through your head? Nails on a chalkboard, fork scraping a plate, rent. Horrible man-created atrocities come to mind when hearing this God-forsaken beat. No wonder why he went to crime, because no bills would ever be paid. This was his profession. It's just bad music. Music is a funky rhythmic set of beats and sometimes and when these beeps and whoops and bops and bangs synchronize together in a symphony or a catchy tune, it sparks a joy to my eardrums when listening to these pieces of skillfulness, genius, art. Sometimes the music can be so good that when it gets interrupted by anything, you can't help but feel angry. Like your wife kissing you in front of Willem Dafoe. Bitch, get off. Sometimes music can feel so right in your ears, like it's pouring cold water directly into the eardrum. Other times, good music could spark an emotion that could only be expressed. And other times, good music can only think the way you view life in a euphoric sense. Your interpretations of this affected by great things. But you get it. The music sounds good. It makes us go, woo! Even though music is subjective, we recognize the cool songs over here. Everybody knows Three Bird Bombs, Party Anthem Rocks. All universally beloved songs among all cultures. Any sane person can recognize a goat when they hear it. They recognize good music just as much as you can recognize bad music. Bad music in most cases is a plague to the human mind and ears, like eating in and white. In most cases, it's just straight bad. But sometimes it can come with all types of delicacies. Okay, what the hell do I mean by that? I just mean music is one of the most subjective genres that exist. It isn't like movies or TV shows where at least some people there have to have at least some level of talent and artistry to make a decent product. Now, anybody with a phone and a mic can make a song of them talking on a beat to a metronome instrument, and I can guarantee you there's still a fan base out there. Because even a low effort or sloppily composed song can still sound better, or at least have infinite more replay value than a master at their craft releases. I was going to make this video about good music versus bad music, displaying some songs and artists I like and hate. Like Taylor Swift good, Weezer bad. You know, just spitting facts. But that's just boring. So instead, you're gonna hear a barely educated man raving about the versatility of good music and quote unquote trash music. When thinking of good music, what comes to mind? Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan, ancient Mesopotamian music. Nah, for me, it's definitely the vibes. That's what's important. How a song makes me feel. You see, music ain't just for entertainment. It's whatever you get the mood to experience at that moment. Like if I'm feeling cranky, I want to listen to metal or heavy bass boosted crap to enhance my experience of me destroying my feet. If I'm in the mood to float, I'm gonna put on Radiohead or anything that's considered shoegaze. That combined with a gas station cart will make you feel like you're experiencing heaven. For real. And if I'm in the mood to sleep, I'd put any new Little Baby song to experience true slumber. That's how music is. The experience is a majority of my enjoyment. When I have a bad time with it, that's not good. Like if your dad catches you listening to something you think is peak, but the rest of the world might not vibe with it,
You're gonna remember that time the next time you listen, and the time after that, ruining the song for you for all eternity. Cause you always have that memory of, my dad. The best echoes you'll ever have, you can make. Ooh. Look at that flipping. Oh my goodness. Damn. Spices plus MSG. Soy, dressing, oyster sauce. Yeah. Oh, rolling this is easy. Be careful if you're shuffling your like songs on Ox too. Imagine you and your gang in the car bumping that good shit. Then your playlist started playing your Steven Universe songs you forgot you added back in high school. And they're all like, the hell is this you be listening to, bro? How'd you know we love this song? Oh my god, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. I'm into fat bitches. Imagine that happens. Me and the gang are in a polyamorous relationship now for life. That's just the way it has to be. Also, mentioning Steven Universe made me remember how music greatly affects a TV show and movie experience. When watching a movie, the music can literally suck you into the world of the film. It can make you feel like you travel in the world of the Lord of the Rings, or make you feel like a kid again when watching Andy playing with Woody and Buzz. A film giving you an emotion like that is phenomenal, but it doesn't always have to be that. Sometimes a montage could really up a movie's quality with the right song choice. It could make a scene of some nerd making his spider cosplay costume more intriguing, or hit you like Up's first 5 minutes. Like this scene without its iconic music, it would not hit the same. Well, true. But in my opinion, they could have switched out the music of another song. Like 7 Years by Lucas Graham. In fact, if they switched the music with that instead, I think the scene would have been more powerful. Go by. You agree with me. It's even better when both the soundtrack and movie itself work together as one unit. Like an opera. Everybody in that nana has seen it already, so we all know how amazing the soundtrack is. Each song blended in with every scene, making every event in this movie feel more epic than it actually is, even when it's just him teaching in the classroom. Ludwig Granola did an amazing job with the music of the film. And since the music is blaring the entire movie, it never takes you out of the experience. Alright, bro. And musicals. Some people don't mess with musicals, but I mess with a good musical. Some people don't like them because they think, ew, why they singing and dancing in public out of nowhere? Kinda cringe, not gonna lie. Not one of y'all have ever felt whimsical. Not one of y'all have seen a small glimpse of the beauty that life has to offer. So extravagant that it made you want to sing. It don't even gotta be the beauty of life. Eating a good burger would provoke me to sing and dance on the spot. Musicals are not unrealistic. You guys are just pixies. You see no magical color in anything. Musicals are in fire, acting like La La Land and The Lion King are peak, especially Renaissance Disney musicals. Disney were dropping buckets like they were the 97 Bulls flag. A movie can take you so far with just its music alone. Like, have you seen Grease? The story's almost non-existent. The main leads fall, then they sing, then they race, then they sing, then they go to heaven, then they sing. Like, the story doesn't matter too much. Plus, these are the oldest high schools I've ever seen in my life. This nigga old, but it don't matter, because the songs are shit. You know, the best songs you can hear in TV and movies are in this. Summer Nights. You know what I want? Hopelessly Devoted. The fact these are all in the same movie blows me away and continues blowing me. You think you're gonna hear music as majestic as this while you wait for your favorite artist to drop? I don't think so. A good musical could take you a long way, but a bad one makes you want to get off at the first stop. And there ain't no better example than the new Mean Girls movie, bro. I don't even know why I watched it. I've heard everyone say it was bad. I watched the trailer for myself, thought it looked bad. I heard one Fentanyl Pan song, thought it sounded bad. Saw the new Karen and Regina, thought they looked bad. Oh, wait, I think I know why I watched it. I'm gonna eat it. Plus, I'm a huge fan of the original. Literally, it's top 20 movies ever. So when I heard they were gonna make a remake and it's gonna be a musical, I instantly thought, well, this shit about to suck. And it is. The music was terrible. Every time this girl opened her mouth and hit a note, I hated it. Every time the students sang, I hated it. This song made me want to vaporize whoever was responsible of putting it in this book. Not one song is good or decent. None. Like, I don't. Almost every time they break into song and dance, it looks and sounds so awkward. The lyrics are bad. Like, y'all wanted to make this a musical and not know how to make a musical? Why? Why did you guys make this? Why you guys like this? Even outside the music, the movie farts on the originals. Story, characters, and comedy. There's no redeeming qualities. It's just it. Okay, that's not all true. The new Damien carried this film hard. I'll give him that. I'd even argue he did better than the original. Like, he's genuinely the only humorous part in this movie. But even he couldn't save it. Because every time Katie's actress is on screen, it feels like she's trying to trap me inside a domain expansion. Bad movie, bad musical, and bad music. This movie makes me fear when characters start singing in movies. I don't want to fear music in movies. I don't want to talk about this no more. It hurts. And for TV shows, let me gush over this quickly. But I love when non-musically focused shows just pull out with the biggest banger you've ever heard in your life. SpongeBob and Amazing World of Gumball do this all the time. Whenever a SpongeBob Christmas special is made, just believe the SpongeBob writers will cook a jingle like no other. Gary Come Home is sadder than any Mitski song. And Rip Pants, do I need to continue? Even just the background music is iconic. And I don't just mean the background music of them just talking and stuff. I mean the music cues of when they close up on some ugly ass bug. That's the best. And Gumball has less songs, but it makes each one count. I don't know who tells the voice actors of Gumball and Darwin to perform like they're young and still thrive in mindless behavior. But whoever you are, thank you. I don't even need to praise them. When you yourself hear a vocal like this, you'd want to text her back too. Anyways, video games. There's music in them sometimes. Music in video games is more important to me than the video game itself being able to work. That's how serious this is, bro. I love the GTA 5 radio so much. Driving at night in game whilst listening to West Coast classics is better than therapy. Undertale's soundtrack always makes me want to ascend, and the Jet Set radio soundtrack, I did not know life could be so good. But Nintendo music never misses. I'm a big Pokemon fan, and the soundtracks for each place you enter is marvelous. The friendly neighborhood vibes of Litter Town, the Poke Center theme feeling like a big old hug from Nurse Joy herself, and Lake from Pokemon Diamond. It's not even just their games. The menu music on their console apps goes hard. The music on Me Plaza just made me want to grind harder on the game whenever I played it on my 3DS. This goofy ass song that's in every YouTube video in existence, and the Wii startup music, it's like Nintendo were summoning the dark evil spirit of John Lennon to make this music so fire. I love Nintendo so much. I love it. But they don't love me. Nintendo music is amazing, but nothing compares to Sonic music. I don't even know where to start or end in this conversation. Like, Sonic was such a big part of my childhood. And the music in all the games, even in the anime, it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. Y'all seen WrestleMania Night 2 this year? That's how each and every Sonic song feels to me. That's how I think it is. Like, Sonic in general could be a video on its own. But I'm just gonna say this. In This World is the best video game song of all time. No debate. You sleeping, you music is a. Wait, I've said the word music too much. I'm gonna use a different word. Burritos. Burritos is delicious. Sometimes even the quote-unquote bad ones. Have y'all seen the playlist for terrible songs on YouTube? This is some of the greatest stuff I've heard. I've even asked my Twitter for trash. And even they were giving me beef.
You might think you might like me, but I promise that you won't. I've designed this web of lies. I do things I say I don't.
Not to say there's not a lot of bad music out there. Believe me, there is. Any rapper that rap fast and he just say nothing, like rap slow and say nothing. Just cause you yapping like Alvin and the Chipmunks over there don't mean I'm impressed. Turn it off! I'm about to expose myself right now, but I don't care. I'm not gonna lie about it no more and pretend these songs and musicians are bad. But 100 Gex, bro, I'm tired of pretending to hate them, bro. Like, yeah, I still don't like Money Machine. And it's also not like I'm in love with every single song they put out, but when they hit, they really hit. Why is Hollywood Baby one of the hardest songs I've heard this year? Dumbest Girl Alive is hard too. I also love that Doritos, Cheetos, Libido song. I really like that. Their new album in general, kind of smacks. It's a fun listen. They still hit or miss for me though. Don't clown me too much. Blade. No, I'm not taking this Blade disrespect. I refuse. I had a short Blade phase back in freshman year. Red Light and Working on Dying were consistently on my rotation. This dude was basically my juice boy. And I do admit his music is for sad middle schoolers that are depressed because their mom said no to the friend sleepover. And his new music ain't nothing to write home about either. But to little old me back in freshman year, you have no idea how good Blade was to me. Plus, I don't want to tolerate any disrespect from anybody named Pokemon 333. Your days are numbered. Jay-Z, K-pop, the Roblox song. Y'all don't know good music if it smacked you with a fish. AJR? Oh, okay. They are pretty bad. You see, we all got different definitions of bad. And since that is the case, is there really such thing as bad music? Yeah, you're right. Burritos are a magnificent form of art, bringing a multitude of different sounds and genres that I just want to defend. If you know how to play an instrument, love it. If you don't know, learn it. And if you don't like music, get out. That's kind of all I have to say. Music is a beautiful thing. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Explosion? Good morning, Albuquerque. You are right now listening to 99.9. The deadliest death metal you've ever. Your parents hate us, your neighbors hate hearing us, and your wife left you. Playing heavy death metal all day, 24/7, 365, until you drunk. How do you think Sean has changed over the years with his mask?
Like I said, if you can get him to talk, that's the real trick. You can get him to talk.
What about you, Mr. Number 3? How are you doing in this interview so far? Are you still excited?
I'm excited about tonight.
But you're excited about the interview because you're speaking. He's speaking, clown number 6.
You did a good job. You got him speaking. I'm impressed.
Are you familiar with the band?
Oh.
Have you ever been on an edging street? And
My parents, for some reason, they look and sound different. Like Kim and Kanye. Hi, Charlotte.
They must have made the switch double the size on the fat. Video I asked you guys for your confessions, specifically your school confessions on the craziest events that happen at your school. And after reading multiple submissions, I realized most of y'all schools have something in common. So much so, it feels like all you guys went to the same school. Most of these confessions were about your freaky couples doing stuff in class or in the hallways, the weirdo teachers that were caught watching the dirty, or trying to do it with another student. People getting leaked a lot of explicit stuff going on. I swear, like 80% of these submissions involve poop, beating it at school, and when it wasn't that, it was like, I pooped my pants in kindergarten. Bro, it's kindergarten. I expect that. Maybe I should have thought ahead. I'm not really known for using my brain. But if I have to read someone smearing poop in the bathroom one more time, this was a mistake. Like something else I've done recently that I cannot elaborate. Coffee. Ah, cool, a contract. Let's sign it. So I'm just gonna go off and read my favorite ones that I could find. Alright, let's start this out with a short one. One time when the teacher left the room to talk to a student, I checked the teacher's search history and find Zootopia stuff. You know, we're off to a good start.
I used the school bathroom to piss. Will you ever forgive me?
You actually used the school bathroom to use the bathroom? You're disgusting. What's next? You wash your hands in school bathroom too? You freak. I share a class with a super senior, and we were doing a homework assignment about school threats. I made a comment on how sometimes students make threats all talk and no fights. The super senior called me a creep and started approaching me. Told his that if he wants to fight, let's fight. But the teacher pulled him aside and told him to go outside and calm down. And then this bitch ass motherfucker had the audacity to throw a water bottle at me. And we both got sent to the office. The super senior looks like an edgy, quiet kid, Lo. Bro, you should have never messed with him, bro. You're first up on his list. If I were you, I'd start being as friendly as possible. Get him Magic the Gathering cards or something. You know, something that'll make him happy. This happened last year, and I went to the drinking fountain with my buddy after PE, and I heard noises in the bathroom. So we went to check it out, and when we jumped to look at the stars, we saw the math teacher clown the English teacher in the freaking male bathroom in between periods. Is freaking insane. He took a picture of it and showed the school administration, and he got suspended for taking the picture, but both teachers were fired. Why was he suspended? He took photo evidence of two teachers doing indecent exposure in a school bathroom. Unless he spread it around to all the other students, he should have never got suspended. What's worse is that the English teacher was cheating on his wife. Yes, it was two male teachers, and he had a son that was in our class, and bro never forgave us. Nah, if I was bro, I'd switch schools, man. There's no coming back from that. Like, what his dad did is almost as bad as having, like, an OnlyFans mom. You know, the clowning would never stop. I'm sorry for the interruption, but this video is also sponsored. This video is sponsored by Dragon City. Dragon City is a great fun mobile game for the whole fam to play. You can make your own dragon empires by collecting, hatching, and evolving over 1,000 unique dragons. That's a lot of dragons. You can make your empires look like whatever you want with this game, magical habitat, buildings, and decorations. In challenging quest. What are you waiting for? Download Dragon City now using my link in the description or by certain people that I did not want to be associated with. Yeah, let me guess. He was racist. He was very into airsoft. Yeah, he was definitely racist. He didn't have a lot of friends, but he thought of me as a friend. Fast forward to now, and it's Halloween 2023. And this kid comes into school wearing a full military tactical outfit with a bulletproof vest and a helmet. Everyone already thought this kid was a threat, and today people made sure to be extra nice to him, just in case, you know. I'm glad I stopped being around this kid so much, because I really do not want to be known around this guy. Yeah, your former friend is super weird, bro. I'm so glad that you got out of that friendship. But if I saw someone show up in that fit to school one day, honestly, I'm early dismissal in myself. I'm not gonna stay after school, possibly gonna get shot. I'm gonna leave. Some motherfucker got his pants stolen off of him while he was taking a shit. Like someone just crawled under and yanked him off. Who the hell robbed him? Mr. B? My friend and I walked into the school thought giving the to a teacher. Big bro was moaning like crazy. It was wild. But after the school heard of this, the teacher was fired and the thought was suspended for 3 weeks. That day is now known as, did that shit really happen? Yes, you was not beating no damn demon. The fuck is you on? Yes, I am. I'm built different. Don't tell me what I can't be. In year 8, on some cold ass morning, this kid who I only talked to like once or twice, he was weird, had asked me if I wanted to see something. I said yes, of course, and he opened his jacket to show me a grenade. This kid walked into school with a grenade, and when our classes started, the building he was in evacuated because he threw the grenade pin still in, and everyone started screaming and ran. Police showed up, and everyone got to find out what really happened. Turns out his grandpa fought in either World War II or the Vietnam War and kept the grenade as a memento, which is illegal, and this kid managed to get his hands on it. After police confiscated it, they safely destroyed it. A bunch of kids needed counseling, and the kid was taking some time to himself, which just meant he was expelled, but my school hates that word for some reason. Bro, imagine if the school's weird kid approaches you and pulls out a grenade. Like, what do you do in that situation, honestly? I don't know what I would do. Because if he pulls the pin, how do I get away? If I run away, he's just gonna chuck that at me and I'll blow up. If I stay there, he's gonna stay there too and I'll blow up. What am I gonna do? Thank God he didn't pull the pin. And thankfully, everybody at your school is safe. At my high school, there was this girl that everyone had a major crush on. Turns out she was sleeping with everyone. I know this because I might have slept with her. She got a boyfriend and slept with someone else while having a boyfriend. The boyfriend killed the random NPC and went to jail. After this, she was questioned by police and told them that the boyfriend wasn't satisfying her. Turns out she had mental problems and went to a ward. Fast forward 7 years later, and my girlfriend meets this really nice person. It's the same girl. Bruh, run. Basically, I brought a gun to school because I was super mad at my teachers and classmates for making fun of me. I then walked in school, got patted down because one of my friends ratted on me, and I had got expelled. Thank God, bro. What's with these school threat stories, bro? You think I'm gonna be on your side, man? No, I'm not. I hope you learn from this. Don't be a school threat. It's not cool, dude. When I was in high school, it was revealed that the mystery meat they've been giving us for almost 4 years was monkey meat. So apparently the meat supplier for the school was a crooked piece of who wanted to make a huge profit. So instead of chicken or, I don't know, horse meat, he got us monkey meat. Let's just say the school was locked down afterwards and the supplier got arrested. That's just so gross. That's probably being served in every high school, honestly. Based on some of the meat I've seen in my old school, too, but that's monkey meat awesome. I blame Michelle Obama for all of this. If it wasn't for her, you guys wouldn't be eating monkey meat. So basically, there's been this rumor going around, and it is that Jimmy smashed Josh's girl. So people kept it away, of course, and it ain't true. But Josh, he's rebellious and he thinks spice, so you know what he did? He smashed his girl and beat Jimmy's ass. Am I supposed to know who these people are? Alright, so I'm gonna do a speed run round real quick on a bunch of short confessions I got.
Lynn Liquor's crazy.
So, 3, 2.
Yo, Mo. Lynn Liquor. Fuck. Ugh.
What? Let's go. Assault explosives at schools. Someone put rat poison inside the water. A teacher ran over a student. Someone put laxatives in the school lunch. Yeah, group chat leaked. I smoked a blunt, got high, then sucked my homie's feet for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Bro, time. What the hell? My teacher said I would be a failure. Blunt.
Yeah, WPFP, bro.
With her husband, if only you knew. I don't know. So why don't you tell him? The fat kid in my school fought someone over a cheeseburger. Nutted in a saxophone. A girl got pregnant with her stepbrother's kid and had a miscarriage in a fight. I'm gonna leave it at that. There. I shoved my backpack Charlie stick up multiple people's asses. The bees attacked the entire school. It was crazy. My school boring as hell, bro. I ain't got nothing to say. Same. I was eating Jerk's chickens in the stall when some dude walked in thinking no one is in there, and I ended up spraying on him. Nasty. Once I was caught reading yaoi in class. I do homeschooling, by the way, and had 2 teachers sit at both sides of my table. So your parents call you? Also, someone was stabbed over $2. Alright, enough with the speed run round. Let's go back to the normal confessions, you know? So I used to run a school confession Instagram account. Then there was one confession that I got about a girl, a dog, and got pregnant. How is that possible? I didn't even know this. I live in an Islamic country, to an Islamic school, which if y'all know means the guys and gals are separated. And the only way we could even sniff the guy's presence is to talk to them on Insta or whatever. But some freaking how, one of the girls from my class had S. Unfiltered, pure S with a guy in one of the girls' bathrooms in the girls' section. And it gets worse, because not only did this happen in 7th grade, but also apparently these two were half siblings, which kind of explains how they were able to meet up. But still, these mother effers got expelled when they found out. But how did they find out? Well, the girl got pregnant. And from what I've heard, it was twins. Oh my god, they actually had the babies. And to this day, I will never find out why she had S in the school bathroom with her half brother. Someone please save me from this freaking life. How? Brother? Half. Not even a step, brother. Half? Some kid jumped off the 2nd story of the school auditorium to avoid getting a Spanish test. We still got the test. Imagine willing to sacrifice your legs to avoid a Spanish test, just to still get the test and fail. You'd have to watch out for me, bro. One time in 8th grade, I saw my crush walk into the girls' bathroom to take a dump, and after she was done, I licked the toilet seat. Bro, you guys have not heard of self-restraint. The craziest thing that happened in my school in the UK would definitely be when someone came in with a medical needle and started stabbing other kids with it. He then started to say that it was AIDS, and as you may be able to predict, a lot of kids ain't appreciate it. So a lot of them try to f up, but he was so quick. Until a bunch of kids blocked the door just to beat the living hell out of him. Just when you think it's over, 2 feds charged in the classroom and literally tackled him to the ground and cuffed him. So yeah, we all wondered why the teachers ain't do anything, because like this kind of thing doesn't go unnoticed. Well, that's because they literally called the cops and didn't want him to expect it. And that's not true. The teachers didn't do anything because they didn't want to catch AIDS either. They just waited for the cops. A whole investigation took place, and I'm pretty sure our school made the news, but there's a lot they missed out. Anyways, fuck you, you syringe swinging. We had to get metal detectors and search North Korea airport style for the next year. Going into school and purposely trying to spread AIDS is an act that only the most nefarious people would do. Hope you're safe, bro, and I hope you didn't catch the virus. Alright, bro, check it, because you will genuinely not believe this. Now, I'm from an area called the DMV, and let me tell you something. Bitches in the DMV are batshit crazy. Back in the 7th grade, I had a very deadly beef with practically everybody in my grade. I was chill with like 9 people, but the rest wanted to see my ass more dead than Will Smith's career. One night when I came home from school, I was chilling in my room when my mom breaks down the door like SEAL Team 6 and snatched my phone out of my hands like it's a ghetto girl weed. She starts scrolling through it and goes into my camera roll, then proceeds to tell the person who she was on the phone with that my phone was clean. It was my principal. I was weirded the fuck out until she came back 30 minutes later asking me if I had made any threatening or even said things that sounded remotely threatening about my school. I said no, while she proceeded to show me an email with screenshots of a Snapchat account with vaguely threatening messages. The Snapchat account was a fake account of me, and I was shocked as my mom told me to go to bed, says my principal, who was known for calling the police a lot over small things. I called the cops to protect the school. Again, we're going to have to go to the police station to clear everything out with the cops and explain the situation to me. What I was able to find out through some digging and a fucking confession to one of my friends who went undercover was that this was another one of my ex-best friend's ploys to get me expelled. They used a VPN, all accounts, and burner devices to fake an account of me. Long story short, I ended up leaving the school and finishing my last month online, aka watching Netflix all day, while my brother went online, exposed their evil deeds, and the culprits got beat up for it. Hey, at least there's a happy ending. Damn, bro, who the hell your ops? The League of Villains? I never understood having ops in like this young of an age. 7th grade? Damn, bro. What you do to have so much beef with so many people, bro? Alright, let's read one last one. There's this pick-me that literally no one likes, not even the teachers. So like last week we had a history test. Everyone loves the history teacher. And the class was dead silent. You know, working hard and stuff. But like near the end of the class, the pick-me got up and yelled, "I'm done," and everyone looked at her and this boy told her to shut the fuck up. The teacher heard it and she didn't say anything. So the pygmy was complaining how it was unfair and how everyone is so rude and all the teacher was doing is staring at her. And the pygmy said, "That's why you have so many miscarriages." The teacher just got back from the hospital after her third miscarriage. The teacher got up and smacked her. Then all the girls in the class, including me, got up and beat the shit out of the pygmy. She ran out of class and came back with the principal. But everyone said the pygmy was lying for attention, and people told the principal what the pygmy said about the teacher, so she got suspended. The class made a promise to never speak about what actually happened and to protect the history teacher. I can't tell if you guys are the heroes or the villains of this story, bro. I don't know whose side to take on this one. So I'ma just that's all the confessions I'm gonna be reading today. I know these were a lot more tame than the last ones, but I'm not trying to get age restricted again. But most of the confessions I didn't read were just like, school beaters and weird teachers. That was 90% of this confessions. I'll 100% do this again in the future. I love reading your guys' confessions. I really do. With a different topic in mind. Thank you again, Dragon City, for sponsoring this video. Remember to click my link in the description to get the exclusive bundle. Remember, I hope you enjoyed, and in conclusion, I'm trying to buy a Hellcat, okay? I'm sorry. Hello, it's T. That was my worst intro. Hey y'all, it's your favorite gambling addict here, back with another confessions video. You and I know the gist by now. You guys send me your confessions, and I read them while crying on the inside. This time the topic was work confessions. Bad things or unusual stuff that happened at your workplace. And I know half of you guys are unemployed, but don't get me wrong, you guys still send me the good stuff. Some of your confessions were a little bit mild, while at the same time, some of your confessions were a little bit wild. And at the end of the day, I come to the same conclusion. Is that I hope all your bosses watch this video. Let's just get into it. First, I don't got no damn job. I work in a school as a student. One of my classmates made 2 holes in the walls of my classroom. You work in school as a student? When did that become a job? I've been a student for basically all my life, and I never got paid squat. I did more than 12 good years working, and I never saw a cent. I never saw a cent. I need my reparations. My brother's boss at Little Caesars was giving people raises if they did the nasty, even the men. Second story, a Karen at a local McDonald's was mad when wings weren't out in time. It was a 1-minute wait, and she threw a fit. She was also very obese. So she heard her fat over the counter and tried finding the cashier. She didn't land one punch, and she got punched once and was knocked out cold. Last week, a customer at Arby's was mad over curly fries and pulled out a gun and started firing. Honestly, I'm still stuck at the first confession, because did your brother, take the raise? I'm not judging. I'm not judging. You gotta do what you gotta do in this life, but did you take the raise? How big was the raise? If it was an extra $10 an hour with a free side of crazy bread and wings, that's kind of tempting. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, but everybody else doing it, I might as well join in. And for the curly fries one, I kind of understand it. When you order food and you expect a certain kind of standard to it, and it comes back mid, I'm gonna start going crazy on the spot and start rapping to the cashier saying, "Let's play a little game I made. All you gotta do is pick a candy bar, one gotta play." Some people be serious about their curly fries. And the fat girl, yeah, whatever. More of the story, accept all opportunities to get in a raise. I work as a teller at my state's credit union. I once had a woman who was cleaning money from her account. She had a bunch of Zelle deposits from her dad, but turns out her dad has been dead for 6 months, and she was pretending to be him, withdrawing from ATMs and transferring money from his account to hers without permission. Needless to say, she didn't get the money. I'm having trouble understanding this confession. I mean, I might be stupid, but I'm still having trouble with it because I don't see anything she did wrong. I mean, I bet this is marked as a crime under some random law somehow, but I still don't see what she did wrong. Her dad's dead. What does he need the money for? Who is she gonna ask for permission? His coffin?
Here's why steaks are better in restaurants. Probably the most important thing is getting good quality meat. You have a butcher town, that's epic, but if you don't, Whole Foods has some pretty great quality stuff. So does Costco. This is skirt steak, a super underrated cut, and it had much better marbling than any of the ribeyes and New York strips. $17 for all this. For a super thin steak like this, I wouldn't even bother salting it in advance, but for anything thicker, you should salt it at least an hour in advance. Now this is going to trigger some people, but sear it straight from the fridge in fat for 60 seconds, both sides, and then let it rest for 10 minutes.
stare at it the whole time, otherwise one of your dogs might distract you while the other one goes ahead and eats it. Hypothetically. Now sear again for 60 seconds on each side again, and then let it rest again. While your pan's still hot, just add in a little bit of butter and whatever herbs you like. Once it starts foaming, add your steak in again, and butter baste that brown butter until the steak's medium rare. Obviously, not every restaurant is literally doing this, but a great restaurant is using a method of low temp cooking combined with longer rest times. Here's why steaks are better.
Online, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Okay, well, then I'm out.
Does he need the money for? Who is she gonna ask for permission?
Page 7 of section 42 should match with the system. Is that your red line? Because we tried that already. We'll try it again. Because I don't think you had that. Press back to just stick on it. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong page.
In case of evil clown, full string. Sounds good to me.
I don't see anything. Well, how much you look hard, you stupid?
Yo, my man, leave me alone. Go to bed.
We're American, and we don't care if we don't have free healthcare.
I'm Ivan. On my free time, I like to throw hot grease at people.
Go, where did you get that?
Gordon Ramsay just opened a new restaurant in my city, and I'm going there to try his most famous dish, the beef Wellington. Apparently, he makes it better than anyone in the entire world, and according to him, it's the most delicious thing he's ever tasted.
Beef Wellington has to be the ultimate indulgence.
Immediately when I walked in the door, I was greeted by Gordon Ramsay himself. Kinda. Anyways, I'm not messing around here, so I ordered my food. The waitress gave us some good recommendations, and first came the appetizers. The grilled octopus was amazing and probably the best I've ever had.
That's the best grilled octopus I've ever had.
But the Caesar salad was pretty basic, and the croutons were so hard that I almost broke a tooth biting into them.
It's like a rock.
Even my friend that was filming could barely take a bite out of it, so we're kind of off to a shaky start. But now it's time for the main course. I ordered the signature Gordon Ramsay beef Wellington and a side of smoked Gouda mac and cheese. And just based off how they look, I am very excited to try this. The mac and cheese was out of this world, but let's try what I came here for. I got a nice bite of the meat dipped into the red wine sauce and mashed potato puree, and after eating my first bite, I am now in love with Gordon Ramsay.
Fastest rap songs to reach 100 million streams. In 5th place, I have the song Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar, which took 16 days to surpass 100 million streams, and served as Kendrick's response diss to Drake's April 2024 diss tracks. In 4th place is the song Tootsie Slide by Drake, which also took 16 days to pass 100 million streams. Tootsie Slide came out on April 3rd, 2020. Coming in 3rd place is the song Like That by Future and Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar, which took 15 days to hit 100 million streams. Like That released on March 22nd, 2024, and is most notable for Kendrick's bars dissing J. Cole and Drake. The song coming in 2nd place is God's Plan by Drake, which took 14 days to get 100 million streams. God's Plan came out on January 19th, 2018, and went on to become Drake's most successful record of all time. The song in first place is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, which reached 100 million streams in only 9 days. Not Like Us was released on May 4th, 2024, and is Kendrick's fourth diss track on Drake. Fastest rap songs to reach up.
As fast as bro was, I would have forgotten too.